Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Haley is off tonight. Topping our news, the city of Sarasota is calling it a disturbing trend. Agencies from other counties dumping the homeless in Sarasota. And now the city says it has proof and is filing a formal complaint with the state. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us now with the details. Kate?
Scott, the city says this has likely been going on for a while, but now one particular incident could stop the trend.
There's been the suspicion of this for quite some time.
But now a tangible example.
Finally, we've been able to verify it. We've actually caught what should be a respected agency literally red-handed doing dumping.
A Naples-based psychiatric and substance abuse center called The Willow allegedly dumped one of its patients, Chad Stacy, against his will in Sarasota. In an interview with the Sarasota Police Department, Stacy describes what happened.
They surrounded me, threatened to call the police on me if I didn't pack my stuff and get ready to go.
And what did they tell you that you were going?
Sarasota to be homeless. That's a Salvation Army.
Now that the city has what it believes to be proof, it's filing a formal complaint with the state against The Willow. An initial police report shows a Willow staff member saying this is, quote, a common practice. And Barwin says it's a trend that needs to stop.
And I think it's one of the reasons that it's been difficult for our community to dig out from under this situation.
In this particular case, Stacy was turned away from the Salvation Army because he's a registered sex offender.
Because of the fact that we have families on the campus, anyone with a sexual offense cannot stay with us.
Major Ethan Frizzell of the Salvation Army says those cases of counties dumping the homeless in Sarasota have the potential to overwhelm the system.
If you were to move people here that are not the people that the community is currently working on, again, I think that taxes the system, being police department, health and mental health, and services, and so it's being noticed.
That's why the Salvation Army recently started asking homeless individuals where they came from and how they got there. And Barwin says that single question will be crucial in stopping this potential trend.
I think that needs to be a standard question, and we really need not to accept superficial answers. We have to get specific. And if necessary, if hospitals are dumping like this in an unethical way, and if it's criminal, I think the authorities have to prosecute.
We did reach out to The Willow, but they declined to comment. Back to you.
All right, Kate, thank you. Siesta Beach may have trouble staying the #2 beach in the country if county officials can't find a way to minimize litter during holiday weekends. Several island residents are furious today after finding the beach and parking lot covered in trash this morning. Sarasota County says cleanup crews were doubled up during the holiday weekend, but it was not enough to handle the 22,000 visitors over 3 days. One big problem, trash cans that used to be in the middle of the beach have been moved to the walkways to improve beachgoers' safety. The county says a pilot program is currently in the works to put free garbage bags at the lifeguard stations.
Our hope is that they'll take them and put their trash in and then again pack out what they're packing in.
Shame on you for littering up this beautiful place.
Boat Marine Lab performed a sea turtle survey this morning and reported no immediate threats to any wildlife from those big crowds. And a pretty good beach day today. Let's get more on that from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Scott, it's really starting to look like summer and feel like it in some cases. Although the sea breeze isn't quite as active as a normal summer day, we are starting to see some showers and storms develop once again, as we did earlier, right near the sea breeze in the morning near the coast, and then inland areas in the afternoon and evening. Not much going on right near the beaches, so it was a pretty good beach day today. Some showers and storms were heavy earlier near Lakewood Ranch and also near Mayaca City, but now the biggest storm is in southeast Hillsborough, and you'll notice the movement was to the south, and then it's kind of drifting off to the west as of late. Even a shower popping up just to the west of Parrish indicates that the atmosphere is still unstable. We'll still see a few isolated showers popping up near the coast. I put more sensitivity on the radar just to show you what we have to deal with, the outflow boundaries that are created by the heavy rainfall spread out in all directions. There's one right there heading off to the east. Here comes the east coast breeze and also an outflow boundary. They'll meet there, and other showers will start to develop, as well as some, again, near Parrish as the outflow is interacting with the bay breeze near western portions of Manatee County. Well, much more in our forecast. And take a look at the tropics. It looks like Bonnie may make a comeback. All that coming up in just a few minutes, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Many Suncoast third grade students could be held back because of their parents' decision to opt them out of Florida's assessment exam. Sarasota parent Wendy Chastain chose to do so with her son Aiden. She believes her son's report card should be enough to pass, but the state requires students to pass this specific exam before they move on to the fourth grade. Sarasota County School District says instead of the FSA, students can take an alternative route to move on to fourth grade, but either way, a test is required.
I don't have problems with testing. I think it's an important fact that we need to have for our kids to make sure they are getting the education, but don't make that the sole basis.
His work throughout the year shows that he has made progress and shows that he's ready to move on to the next level.
A few parents who opted their children out of the exam plan on protesting in front of the Sarasota County School District tomorrow. And with schools getting out for the summer soon, the 3 million Florida students who relied on free and reduced price meals will have to look elsewhere for food. And that's why the State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services is gearing up for Summer Break Spot, which provides free meals and snacks at thousands of locations across the state.
Last year, we served nearly 15 million meals across the state of Florida, and that's nearly a 45% increase since we took over the program in 2010. So there is obviously a need in Florida.
Besides the schools and local groups that host Summer Break Spot, 17 counties also have mobile fleets. The Suncoast relies on the All Faiths Food Bank, of course, and its Sprout Mobile Farm Market and other programs to keep our kids fed over the summer. Some buildings in downtown Bradenton vandalized with graffiti over in recent months. Police say Gary Behringer and Stephen Ferguson of Palmetto admitted to spray painting 6 different locations over the last 2 months. The duo has been charged now with criminal mischief. That's a third-degree felony. Since March 13th, police say they've counted 16 acts of criminal mischief in the downtown business district. So this investigation does continue. If you have any information that can help, contact Bradenton Police or Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. The battle between a homeowner and the city of Sarasota continues. Straight ahead, we check back in with the Suncoast woman fighting code violations and hear what the city has to say about the situation there.
One of my personal favorite aspects about SWC Properties is how they recognize that all clients deserve the very best exposure for their home. It's simple. We just market your home better.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
In the wrong hands, this little peanut can be life-threatening.
Up until now, the only solution for a food allergy has been to avoid the food and carry an EpiPen. But now there is oral immunotherapy, or OIT. At Wyndham Allergy, we are conducting an investigational trial of peanut OIT using increasing amounts of peanut flour to gradually increase tolerance. If you or someone you love has a severe allergy to peanut, call Wyndham Allergy at 941-927-4888. Eating should be a pleasure, not an accident waiting to happen.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to $2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
A one-of-a-kind visitor has been shocking golfers at a local golf course. Recent video captured at the Buffalo Creek Golf Club in Palmetto shows what many say is the biggest gator they've ever seen. The YouTube video of the gigantic gator has gone viral. Golfers and people who live nearby say this gator could be as big as 14 feet long. They say they've seen the gator many times going from one pond to another.
He is huge. When he does come out, it kind of looks prehistoric.
It's part of living in Florida. You just get used to it, and use caution.
Spokesperson for the Buffalo Creek Golf Course says that they will work closely with Manatee County to decide what to do with the gator, if anything. No word on how many shots under par the reptile finished on the day. But he had the course to himself. They let him play through, I guess, if you were a golfer. We'll be right back with your forecast. Stay with us.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo? It's going great, Mike. Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed. Superhero! Couldn't have done it without you. Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Well, we've already had some activity, but we're on the official verge start of hurricane season.
We are, absolutely. Yeah. 2 storms already, and some interesting action going on down in the Caribbean maybe in about a week from now. We'll talk more about that in just a bit, but we are also on the verge of starting our afternoon thunderstorm pattern. We're already starting it in some cases, and those showers and storms have been around. Here's Lakewood Ranch. Even got some rain there. You see that activity building up around 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Mayaca City getting some rain. Wauchula now some big storms nearby. And it looks like this pattern will persist through the week with a scattered, isolated afternoon and evening thunderstorms developing each day. The rain chance not all that high. Some great shots sent in when you get these storms around. You get these roll clouds. Very interesting one here. Celery Fields. Barbara Sieber sending that one in. And this one from Siesta Key looking east with the big cumulonimbus clouds off in the distance there. Also creating some outflow boundary clouds. And Palmer getting that shot. Appreciate those over the weekend. And right now some big storms earlier are winding down, but then kind of falling apart here in Sarasota and Manatee counties, but generating some activity there in southeast Hillsborough County tonight. And as I mentioned, near Wauchula, some pretty big storms. Nothing going on near the coast, and showers that try to pop up near the coast don't have much success in making it all the way there. But later on tonight, we could see some of this redevelop nearer the coast later on tonight. But some heavy rainfall into southeast Hillsborough County, just on the fringe of the northern portions of Manatee County tonight. And in Wauchula, some pretty big storms there near Bowling Green and Wauchula, all that kind of drifting very slowly to the south and east. Not much near Northport today. Some showers well south of Punta Gorda, but all in all fairly quiet along the coastline. And the beaches look to be pretty good today for the most part. We'll see similar conditions tomorrow. We don't have a lot of dry air in place like we saw last week early on, but we do have some well to the south of us and just enough moisture in the atmosphere to kick off showers and storms late in the day. Right now at the airport, it's 87. The pressure is holding steady at 29.91 inches. We have a west sea breeze there at 8 miles an hour. And the high today was 1 degree above average, and so was the low. 71 was our morning low, and 89 our high temperature for today. We're above average. Looks like we'll end the month above average over 2.5 inches at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. Temperatures right now, where it's rained, it's cooled down a bit. Miami now at 81 degrees, 87 in Sarasota. But look at that nice, comfortable 75 in Mayaca City, 87 in Wauchula. Northport, you're at 82, getting some of that rain-cool breeze coming in from the showers that were around earlier. Tropical satellite imagery is still showing Bonnie, what's left of Bonnie. It's a remnant low, but forecast models suggest that it may regenerate into a tropical depression and head off to the northeast. So that could be a factor. You can see from the Futurecast RPM model shows some circulation and rotation here as it makes its way off the Carolina coast and the Outer Banks and eventually into the Atlantic there. So there's a slight chance we could see it redevelop into a tropical depression. But more importantly, the long-range forecast, this is the European forecast. This is for late Monday night, next week, and Tuesday. And you'll notice this is a forecast generated by the European model showing a low-pressure system right here. So there's a good chance, there's a couple of other models suggesting that we will see at least tropical moisture come back into the weather picture. It's a long way off, so no one can say for certain, but I just want to let people know that, hey, there could be something going on as early as next week for the west coast of Florida or South Florida. We'll see how that plays out. But for us, we're going to stay in this afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern right through all the work week and into, looks like Sunday. Then Monday we'll start to transition a little bit more into some tropical air around. As far as the boaters are concerned, winds out of the east turning to the northwest. Not much of a breeze out there. A light chop on the bays and inland waters. Water temperature now at 84 degrees and UV index staying high. Tides upcoming. High tide will be at 9:53 and a low tide at 4:13 tomorrow morning. Tonight, a few scattered showers are possible still, even near the coast, and then 71 for a low. Tomorrow, we'll look for partly cloudy skies, scattered showers and storms, mainly along that sea breeze front. A high of 88 degrees. The extended forecast does call for a 30% chance of rain through Saturday, and then rain chances starting to go up on Sunday, and we'll have to watch the tropics closely on Monday and Tuesday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. We're learning more tonight about what led up to the now high-profile battle between a 90-year-old woman and the city of Sarasota over thousands of dollars in fines for housing code violations. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates is here now with a follow-up. Bobeth?
Yes, from biker groups volunteering to mow her lawn to pool companies donating their services. The companies now rallying around the 90-year-old, but her future in the home is still uncertain.
Marie-Louise Sikorsky's story is one that has sparked a lot of attention, much of which started with the sign now on her front lawn.
The city has been getting on my back for 3 years or longer, you know, about little things.
While the 90-year-old has owned the property for the past 70 years, about 6 years ago, those close to her say she moved out after being advised by a doctor that she should live in a community with friends and people who can check on her regularly. During her time away, her home on Weber began to deteriorate, and after complaints from neighbors, the city stepped in, and they say the concerns go beyond cosmetic fixes.
It had deteriorated to be a very serious blighting influence on the rest of the neighborhood and a dangerous structure. There's some pretty severe structural issues in play here.
Last July, the city placed a $100 a day lien on the home, which they increased to $250 in September. But Sikorsky, who is on a fixed income of $1,000 a month, was unable to make the necessary repairs. Because of her overwhelming financial obligations, she was forced to move back into the Weber property a few months ago. And in the past few weeks, the community has come to her aid, with neighbors volunteering to fix and upgrade the home. Among them, people like Jack Rice from Super Pavers, who's donating his time to pave the driveway.
For the age of the house, which I guess is over 70 years, it looks pretty good to me. And there's other properties in this area that are in much more distressed looking situation than this one is to me.
City officials say they're thankful the repairs have been made, but they still have to inspect the property for code compliance. In the meantime, they stress the fine is not an attempt to take the home.
This has purely been an effort to try to help the neighborhood, help the property owner, just bring a property into a safe and sanitary condition, and we've made some progress, thankfully.
But the situation still isn't sitting well with Swarovski. Angry
because why did they pick my house, you know, for all of this?
Now, city officials say they had more than a dozen meetings with Sikorsky prior to placing the liens on the property, and they say their next meeting is in June, and that time a judge will determine what happens next with those fines. Back to you.
All right, Bobette, thank you. Here's what's coming up next.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman who will inspire you to find the joy in your own life.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month, complimentary maintenance included, at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Oh, I see great fortune in your future, David.
It's Brian.
I see houses, boats, cars, millions of dollars. And you will marry a beautiful, exotic fortune teller.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
With a $10 million fortune scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, the odds of a brighter future are better than ever. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Did you know? Many dogs are returned to shelters simply because they lack obedience. Contact Canine Corral about various training programs. We train dogs and their owners. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Annual wellness visits are important for healthy living. When you schedule your yearly exam, MCR Health Services is here for you.
With over 25 healthcare centers featuring multiple services and 8 pharmacies, we are here for you. Call or click today.
Has chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee robbed you of your mobility? Would you like your pain-free life back again? Then call now. You may qualify for a new non-surgical, drug-free treatment for knee pain. Even if you've tried other treatments with little or no relief, you may still be a candidate for our Advanced Arthritis Relief Protocol. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Suffer no longer. Call right now and get your mobility back.
The Suncoast draws visitors and residents from all over the world, and some of the accomplishments of the people who come here will astound you. ABC 7's Linda Carson is here with more. Linda?
Well, you may have seen this amazing woman on Broadway or on a national TV drama. She made it to the top of her field. But today, Kay Stoffel is facing an even tougher challenge, and she's facing it with grace, dignity, humor, and perseverance. Kay Stoffel has had a career most people just dream about.
I was a professional actress for many years on Broadway, in theaters throughout the country, on television.
Her dad was an Army colonel, so the family moved a lot.
I went to 3 different high schools my senior year in high school.
She knew as a kid she wanted to be an actress, and she went after it early on.
I had been to a summer theater as an apprentice and decided that I wanted to leave college and become an actress on Broadway.
That was in 1945. And 1946, she won a coveted role performing on a USO tour. When the tour ended, she was back making the rounds on Broadway.
I didn't necessarily want to be a star. I wanted to be a working actress.
Her career took off.
I worked in regional theater, and I toured the country with 7-Year Itch with Eddie Bracken, and that brought me back to Broadway, where that was my first Broadway show.
There are more to come. On television, she was on the top-rated dramatic shows.
Robert Montgomery Presents, Playhouse 90, and of course all the comedy ones like Bilko, Sergeant Bilko. I played on that a number of times.
She married and left the theater to raise her husband's small children. When they were older, she researched, wrote, and performed one-woman shows about women she admired, like Abigail Adams and Edna St. Vincent Millay.
They had such a sense of justice, a sense of poetry, a sense of beauty.
3 years ago, she lost her sight, but she's grateful for the many blessings she does have, and she copes.
You mark your clothes with a clothespin or a safety pin to know which one is which, and hope that it's the right matching, or you make your way with a cane, or you listen for sounds and you listen for the beauty that's around you.
And her life lesson?
I think there's more good in the world than there is evil, and I think it's our job to accentuate, the good old song, accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative.
Kay just celebrated her 90th birthday with a wonderful party, and she's looking forward to the future with joy and enthusiasm. She has such a great attitude.
Oh, yeah, I love that song. Yeah. I love that song, too. Accentuate the positive.
Accentuate the positive.
Full News Tonight is next. See you at 11.